So we all have been challenged by the City of Jacksonville to get out and get healthy. Mayor Curry and his team encouraging us all to lose 1 million pounds. It is part of Mission 1 Million. It's an effort to improve everyone's health ranking in Duval County in particular. So joining me now, Sunil Joshi, to talk about why this mission is so important, the president of Duval County's Medical Society. Appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
You know, this is interesting because it even got the attention of the Surgeon General. I mean, saw that JU students really were passionate about trying to motivate their friends, this community, to get healthy, because we know what happens when you're not healthy. You get heart disease and all the other things.
It's absolutely important to not just us, but the United States. We have an obesity problem in this country, and in particular here in Northeast Florida. And so obesity is associated with premature death, in particular high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, stroke, and heart disease. And so bringing down adult obesity can certainly lead to a healthier community.
And it's worth the conversation, and it's worth having friends and people who hold you accountable.
Absolutely.
I'll tell personally, my weight ping pongs, but when I have people who are watching me and tell me, hey Mel, you know, let's work out, or what are you eating today? It holds me accountable, and that's really what this is all about.
Why do you think people do better when they have a personal trainer, right? Because there's somebody who's pushing them all the time. Well, this is kind of like the whole city is our personal trainer now. We're all pushing each other to do better things, to stay healthier, whether it's losing weight or exercising more, being more physically active. Whatever your mission is, the overall mission is to make Jacksonville a healthier place to live.
And it's necessary. I mean, 48 out of 67 when it came to health, that's where we ranked in all the counties in the state.
Right.
So that's kind of scary when you think about it.
It's terrible when you think about it. And so it's like we've always kind of been in the 40s out of 60s, and now it's time to do something about it. Instead of always complaining about it, we have a city government that's willing to put time and effort into this. Mayor Curry, and he's joined with us at the Duval County Medical Society so that we can try to make a difference. And the quickest way to make that difference is to get people up and moving and lose weight, and we can move up those rankings relatively quickly.
And I mean, it's not easy for everyone to do. I mean, not everybody has access to fresh food. Not everybody has access to a personal trainer.
Right.
So what are some of the ways that really the city sounds like they're putting forth some efforts to allow people to have access to that?
Yes, I mean, I think that's a great question, because one of the really positive things in that survey showed that 93% of Duval County residents actually do have access to some sort of physical activity environment, whether it's the beach, whether it's a sidewalk, whether it's a park, whether it's a YMCA. 93% of our population is within 1 or 2 miles of one of those facilities. A lot of people just don't know that. They don't know that a sidewalk is an exercise utensil, and you can use that to your benefit. And I think promoting that and making this a mission of the entire city will hopefully get people excited to do it.
And I know one thing that I definitely have seen them doing is moving these farmers markets in pockets of the community that otherwise wouldn't have access to something like that.
Another great point is that grocery stores are great places to get your groceries. So we're a farmers market, as opposed to convenience stores. Convenience stores tend to have more of the unhealthy foods. And so there are parts of our community where there are not grocery stores within 2, 3, or 4 miles of residences. And we need to change that to some extent, whether it's bringing weekend farmers markets to those areas or encouraging grocery stores to come in there through tax incentives. Whatever it is, if we can start to do that, I think we'll also see the long-term fix to this overall health condition.
All right, and there's a hashtag to kind of get it going on social media.
That's
in fact,
right.
Whose pledge is this?
This is our favorite, Bruce Hamilton's pledge.
Wow.
He talked to us earlier today, and he has pledged to lose 20 pounds. He's going to go on to 904mission1million.com and sign up and put that pledge in there, and he can then track his weight. He'll put in his starting weight, his ending weight, and it's all, it's all confidential.
Right.
It's just the total amount is what's tracked, and you'll be able to see your goal at the end of it.
It sounds daunting, but I say this, time is going to go on, and are you going to be where you are today 3 weeks from now, or are you going to be where you want to be, 20 pounds thinner?
Absolutely, and that's up to you as an individual. And here's the thing, there is no time limit on this. Okay, we're going to let this thing go on until we reach 1 million pounds.
All right.
The sooner the better.
All right, thank you, Dr. Josie. Appreciate you coming in to accept